At the chair, Jamal Chambers. Here. Jen Calabria.
Here.
Andrea. Bob Possum.
Yeah.
Alan Jones.
Here.
Don. Daryl McManus.
Here.
And Jeremy Fields. Okay. And
That's a quorum.
yeah,
It's a quorum.
I suppose.
Plus one.
So you.
Minutes. Review of the minutes.
Oh, I missed it last meeting, that's why. Yeah, I was out of town, yeah. And attached, you have this meeting minutes from September the 16th. If you had a chance to review them, we'll entertain a motion to approve these minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by
Jen.
Jen and second by Daryl. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, thank you. So we have tonight one action item. He was here from Transportation Public Works to present that to you. You've got the package. And I think we gave you maybe we can get the link to the work session presentation, but it starts on page 4 of 36 of your package. And this is a project concept that GDOT has come to us and ask about, and that they are going to be doing safety improvements on Atlanta Highway and that they have asked if Athens wanted to participate in funding for that, funding for bike ped improvements and other than that. So that is be coming to y'all looking for a confirmation that it meets the project statement, which is on page 6 of your package. So with that, Ronnie, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me with you today. And like he said, this is a GDOT project. There was a safety audit done back in 2021. There was a safety audit report published in July 22. And later on, GDOT switched their consultants. So it took a few months before they came up with a high-level conceptual sketch, as they call it. They presented to staff, and we were kind of puzzled where the connectivity for bikes or pedestrians, at least. And they said, well, this is really to improve safety on the corridor. And then we said, well, what would it take for you guys to include a multi-use path or some accommodations for pedestrians and bicyclists? They thought about it and they came back to us with a proposal saying that we will include design, and if Athens-Clarke County is willing to fit the bill for the multi-use path, for a multi-use path 10-foot wide along the project that extends from the proposed roundabout at Hancock all the way down to Epps Bridge Road. And we said, all right, we'll take that proposal to our elected officials and seek approval. So you are the first user group that is asked to make recommendations if this is consistent with the project statement on the Atlanta Highway TSPLOST 2023 Atlanta Highway project number 4. Any questions? I'll be happy to answer. Please understand this is a high-level sketch, so not even a concept. So they're still in the design process. We understand at this point that this project will take about 4 years to deliver in construction. It will go through public engagement. GDOT is the project champion or owner. ACC, if we are a part by contributing this amount of funding, we will have more say in the design. That's our hope. That's our understanding. There will be an agreement forthcoming. This type of project will require an agreement between the locals and the state, where money, who's responsible for what and who's championing what, and the financial responsibility as well. So the agenda in front of you is asking for that consistency with the project statement, and then the actions by elected officials requested here in the upcoming agenda cycle is to also authorize staff to execute agreements with the state on this project.
I got a couple of questions. Number one, when they propose projects like this, are there studies done, about the volume of bike traffic? And I don't ask that because I'm anti-bike, I'm not. My son rides all over Athens, but, are there any kind of studies done? I don't know if I've seen 10 bicycles in 2 years, in that route going there.
So there has been, no studies has been done to count how many bicycles used. However, the crash data that we looked at identified multiple crashes with bicycles. So that lead us to believe there is at least 20 to 30 times more bicycle traffic. There's also accidents related to pedestrians. And I'd like to highlight that most of these accidents that are pedestrian or bicyclists are in the portion of this project that falls west of Alps Road.
Right.
And it has to do with lighting and the lack of pedestrian facility. So both of these things, because a car driving into a driveway without a curb cut for a sidewalk, they don't anticipate somebody walking. All of a sudden somebody's showing up, maybe from behind a tree, mailbox, whatever it is. But when there's a sidewalk, it's, as a driver, I would think, you would slow down. Oh, there's a sidewalk. I'm going over a crosswalk, right? You slow down, you anticipate somebody. But there is a lot of, or a lack of connectivity or pedestrian facility.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they've had a couple of pedestrian fatalities, in that area that you talking about there.
Right.
The second question I had, I'm assuming that this is going to require acquisition of properties, right of ways, if you're talking about, this is actually a widening problem.
It's actually not widening. It has roadway diet. There's a section of Atlanta Highway where currently it's 7 travel lanes, 3 travel lanes in each direction and a center lane, turn lane, where the proposed project will reduce the travel lane from 3 to 2 in some areas, not the entire thing.
Okay, I got you.
There is also traffic studies to support this. So like I said, this is a very high level project with safety focus. They're gonna have to justify those changes with data. So they're collecting more data and moving into that concept report, followed by a preliminary engineer. All that will be done by GDOT, and this road is GDOT road. So they're, I would say, from our department, we have no control over what GDOT would want to do. However, they sure want to hear what the public has to say. They sure want to engage with the public during this project. This is a very early planning level project at this point. They just wanted to gauge our interest in funding the multi-use path project. I do understand, and elected officials in their agenda setting have voiced concerns with, hey, is there going to be a public input? Hey, would like to, have input and say how this project goes. And we will convey those concerns to staff, GDOT staff, and see if we can actually inform the design from staff level. If not, Mayor and Commission may be doing a CDO, Commission Defined Option, to emphasize the necessity to coordinate those elements of the project to be designed according to what they wish them to be.
One question.
Let me say, keep in mind though, what's being asked for y'all to look at for consistency is not the roadway work at GDOT, that's outside of our scope. It's an addition of money for bike and pedestrian sidewalk improvements within the right of way.
I really don't get the understanding that why you keep trying to compress traffic. I mean, you have areas, you got to have some kind of space where you can allow traffic. It seems like everywhere it seems like.
We're not voting on that tonight.
Listen to me. I know, I'm just saying that I'm understanding, but I'm thinking that it seems like everywhere we going now, it's gotta be a bike way. We can't, everything now just a new bill, we getting something that's compressing traffic again.
So as I understand it, I mean, according to this plan, correct me if I'm wrong, the
The multi-use path is outside of the lanes of traffic. It is in right of way that is currently grass. It's outside of the curb.
It's gonna be in the grassy area?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's
It's
not.
gonna be-
It's not.
It's basically where a sidewalk is.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's not-
Thank you.
To speak anecdotally about the number of people, Daryl, to speak anecdotally about the number of people that are on that area, the bridge across the middle of Coney, there's never a 2-minute time period where somebody's not walking across that
I know.
during the day.
It is.
And it's awful. I walk across it all the time. There's goat paths of pedestrian
And
traffic
I'm gonna
out
tell
there.
you,
And I like it and I'm an idiot.
I've seen that, grow over the years,
Yes.
because, some of it is because of the growing homeless population.
And the Sycamore area.
And then in the Sycamore area, people just walk. Jamal, you know more about this.
It's needed.
Mhm.
My only concern would be the lighting,
Take a ride by.
because, at night there's dead spots.
Yeah,
So that's the concern. We have younger drivers because University of Georgia. Some are kind of like not focused on certain things. Hey, some of our adults are not focused. So when you see somebody just pop on the road, no lighting, bad
And
things
that's what
happen.
GDOT is.
Yeah. So they're gonna take the responsibility though. GDOT's gonna take care of that. That won't be our cost, hopefully. Hopefully.
Take a ride, huh?
Project 15.
yes.
I only ride that during football.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Even that's.
Is that going to be?
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, that's a good point. Thank you for
That's the
that.
question,
Yes.
because we couldn't hear
yeah,
that.
go ahead.
The question is, project number 16 or 15?
15.
15, this is a TSPLOST 2023, project number 15. I believe this is the Sycamore pedestrian and safety improvements and maybe adding a safety element to it. I know it has to do with a sidewalk on Sycamore Drive. Sycamore Drive is an intersection identified as part of GDOT work. And the plan is for them to accommodate any ACC projects that will tie into it. So there will be coordination, and there are actually coordinations happening at this point. We told them we have a project. There's also connectivity and future connectivity for a greenway to the park, right around the river and under the bridge. Hopefully, we can work that out also as part of this multi-use path proposal.
We've just started the design on Sycamore, doing survey work in the last few months, so that one's just gotten underway. On our side.
I'll make a motion that this is, meets the description of the TSPLOST project.
We have a motion to approve.
To approve.
Yeah, do I get a second?
Second that.
We have a second. And, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? That was easy.
All right.
You asked me a question, if I may address it. You asked about property impacts.
Mhm.
There will be minor property impacts.
Minimal, okay.
We believe there's enough right of way,
Uh-huh.
but the tax assessor's office GIS information shows that some of the property lines are still very close to the road.
Uh-huh.
These properties will have to be acquired
Okay.
as part of this project for the multi-use plan.
Yeah, I asked that specifically because that little, stretch between like King Avenue back and, going toward, Hawthorne. Some of that,
There
some of
is,
that-
yeah, there is some
It's
conflicting
narrow
history. and then-
wide,
Yes,
narrow
exactly.
wide, Yeah. But,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's why I asked that question.
Minor
Yeah.
right of way acquisition, not the entire project, very random.
But GDOT will be doing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
be part of GDOT.
All right. Moving on to the project updates.
Thank you. Thank you guys for
Go
having
through
me.
this quickly. You've got the 2018 report starting on page 18 of your package. Changes are shown there in blue. I won't read all of them to you, but
No.
the airport work is, run, taxiway A is finishing up and B is, getting some redesign work for rebidding, based on some GDOT comments and their addition of money to the project. So the other big one is a transfer facility for transit, which is also part of, particular was talked about in the 23 program, but under 2018, it's a schematic design for a facility out at Southeast Clarke Park. for that remote transfer is up for consideration by mayor and commission. Firefly Trail is construction contracts getting kicked off on the next phase of it. So we have one last section that we're still doing land acquisition on at the very end of the tie-in point to Winterville. But other than that, it is construction should be starting this month. Chelsea Bridge is done. So most everything else is in design for land acquisition in the 2018 program. Maybe the 23 report did not get in the package that you have, but it is available. We'll send it out. I don't think there's any significant movement on anything. A lot of design has started on the 23 work this month and since we last met. But so if you have any questions about any of that, I'd be glad to try to answer it on 23 program. Revenue still go ahead of projections on 23. So the 26, TSPLOST 26 planning is underway. Project submissions are due November 10th. I think that's right. Submission forms are online. If you have a project, we've done 3 training sessions. So all of the in-person training sessions are over, but the training video is online. And so if you've got folks, that want to submit projects, then they've got another few weeks to do that.
I'll add emphasis to that point. Please spread the word. The attendance at the workshops that we've had have been pretty light. So if y'all know folks that want to submit an application, what I'd hate to is get to after the deadline for submitting applications, those folks that wanted to and just did it because they weren't aware. So please spread the word.
Have you had any?
Question is,
Yeah.
Double Bridge Road, somebody gotta do something with that road.
Submit a project.
Submit a project.
I don't live there. It's just that.
We're getting care about all the things.
Find somebody that. Yeah.
Man, they got potholes in their lawn on that road now.
Get what?
On double bridges.
Potholes everywhere. I mean, the edge, where it done washed away, where everything washed away, it's starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And they said nobody want to do nothing because it's on the line between Oglethorpe and the Oglethorpe, one side of the street, Oglethorpe, one side of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody needs to stop.
County lines down the middle of
Yeah.
middle of the road.
Well, it's worse than that. It actually
I'll ask a question. When we discussed the drainage plan for Winterville, it was said that funds probably wouldn't be sufficient to complete the project as planned.
Correct.
Is it possible to put the remainder of that project into the next TSPLOST?
Yes. Somebody needs to submit it for that.
Somebody's got to submit it.
But yes, that's one of the things in the submission form that, to check a box and that, well, y'all know, when you looked at the projects, if it was money to finish something that had already started, y'all looked very favorably on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't tell you what the next committee will do, but it's always historically been looked favorable on this.
I'm going to meet with Mayor John this evening.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll give him a push. This is called TSPLOST 25, 26?
26. Yeah.
And the vote is planned right now for May of 2026. And probably collections would either start in October 1 of 26 or January 1 of 27. Kind of depends on how revenue collection continues from here for the next 18 months, but current projections have we'd start collecting on the new program October 1st of 26.
So far, the collections have been favorable.
We're way ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
That's why we're moving up.
I wanted to ask a question about the committee. Has the committee been decided?
We have been told of quite a few appointees, but I don't think we have them all from the commissioners yet. So we have not scheduled a meeting because we don't have them all yet.
Still waiting for appointees. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you which commissioners have theirs and which they don't, because I don't think I have a whole list. It's just, we've been copied on some, but the mayor's, collecting all of those when he gets all of this.
No problem.
Possibly by the next
What was that deadline?
meeting.
We'd hope. I mean, the goal was to have them at the last,
Submissions.
yeah, So
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, what was the deadline again for the submission?
The deadline to submit an application for TSPLOST 2026 is November 10th.
Sunday after elections.
And last time, the public input meetings were very heavily attended.
That's why we wanted to make that point.
Okay. No worries.
Expression says it all.
Yeah. Any other questions about the projects or anything? That's all I have. Tentatively, next meeting date is Monday, November 18th.
Back here.
Yeah, here is it.
I was about to say, is that room?
Yes. This November 5th is Veterans Day, so.
Yes, okay.
We very much appreciate you all's time.
Yeah, thank y'all.
It takes a lot to be here, so.
Oh, yeah, I live a grand total of 7 minutes from here.
You got all the bones down.
No, glad to do it.
Thank you, sir.
To adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I need a motion.
I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to butt in.
Oh, no.
Everybody running.
Motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Second, third.
Oh.
Bye.
All those in favor, get up and.
Aye.